Hi, Alex from LPEpower here. Welcome to the show where we discuss how to translate car technology from real life into Lego. Today we'll take a look at the Kingpin inclination angle and a few other bits that automatically come with it. As always, links to the pictures and related articles are in the description below the video. So, the caster angle that we've seen the last time is the only angle that we can reproduce with a standard Lego double wishbone suspension. For this show, I have built a simple test chassis. We see here that the upper and lower ball joints are not directly one on top of the other, and the lower and upper wishbone have different lengths. To quote Wikipedia again, the Kingpin is set at an angle relative to the true vertical line as viewed from the front or back of the vehicle. This is the Kingpin inclination, also called steering axis inclination. It has an important effect on the steering, making it tend to return to the straight ahead or center position. This is because the straight ahead position is where the wheel is at its highest point relative to the suspended body of the vehicle. The weight of the vehicle tends to turn the Kingpin to this position. You can see this very nicely in this video. Although it may look like I'm touching the steering wheel, I'm not. The steering returns to the center position by itself. Just to illustrate it a bit more, here's the same effect shown when the chassis is stationary. In a real car, the wheels don't spring back like this when the vehicle is at a stop, because there's much more weight resting on them and the wheels have more friction. But when it starts moving, the effect is even more pronounced. A second effect of the Kingpin inclination is to set the scrub radius of the steered wheel. This is the offset between the tire's contact point with the road surface and the projected axis of the steering down through the Kingpin. In our example, this projected axis hits the ground about half a stud inside of the wheel. This gives good feedback on the steering wheel or hand of God steering knob. If the axis would hit the ground in the middle of the wheel, the steering would lose all feel. We do not really want this, although it's mechanically desirable, because it puts much less strain on the suspension components. Here's a side view showing the caster angle, and you can see the upper wishbone mounted at an angle. This is used in real life to lessen the effect of the front of the vehicle diving under braking, and it makes the suspension more responsive to bumps. As I mentioned earlier, we also have unequal length wishbones in our setup. You can see this in every car with double wishbone suspension, but you may wonder why. Viewing from the front, when the suspension is compressed, the camber increases. When driving straight ahead, this might not seem very useful, but when the car goes in a corner, the vehicle leans to the outside of the corner. The outside suspension gets compressed, and the camber increase that the unequal length wishbones produce allows the tire to retain the same surface contact area it had when driving in a straight line. If the wishbones were of equal length, the wheel would lean together with the vehicle, and the surface contact area of the tire would decrease, providing less grip in corners. Now it's time to criticize the Unimog suspension again. First, I wanted to show you the wrong caster angle again. This time I found a much better picture of this rendered by Blackbird. As I mentioned the last time, here's the other big issue: the steering axis. The red line shows where the Unimog steering axis is located and represented by the red dots in the bottom view on the right. It's way outside of the wheel. The green line shows where it approximately should be. The effect of this is that it's really impossible to navigate through terrain, because the road has gigantic leverage on the wheels and strains the suspension a lot. I see this in a lot of models because it's an easy solution for all-wheel drive vehicles, but it is very wrong. The added effect of having the pivot point so far out of the wheels is also that the wheels travel a lot during cornering and require much more room to pivot. I will get the Unimog in a month or two, and then I will dedicate a whole episode of the show to show you how to mend those deficiencies. Next time, we'll take a little break from front suspensions and look at the multi-link rear suspension that I've built for this chassis. Don't forget to like the video and thanks for watching. Bye!